I'm about to send 10 cards to PSA to get graded, and I thought I'd share some tips on how to do it. Happy Hobby, I'm Dave Gunnis, and today we're going to be sending 10 cards, 10 sports cards, football, basketball, baseball, to PSA to get graded. Now, the tips I'm going to share and how to do it exactly step by step, it ain't rocket surgery, but it's helpful. I think I'm going to help you with some ideas on what the best practices you should do might be. So you can get an idea if you're a little reticent, you're reluctant, you don't know if you should try. Is it scary? It's a little scary. You're sending away your collection, your cards. Of course, these are your babies. Of course, it makes sense. You're a little worried. So we're going to try to alleviate some of those worries, some of those concerns, and help you with some tips on not just how to submit, but some ways to try to make sure you get the best grades for your cards. So here are really the supplies that you want to start with. You want to get you some card savers. Now, this is a card saver one. By the way, there's links to all the supplies on my website. I'll put the video up here or the link to the website in my description. But this is basically card savers. These are the ones I like to use. The card saver one specifically. They're a little wider, a little more room supposedly inside there, so I get those. Just regular penny sleeves, doesn't have to be anything fancy. And then I'm going to be moving these into these and then into these. And these are already sleeved. These already have penny sleeves. I'm putting new penny sleeves on these because I'm going to take these out, wipe them down a little bit. I want to make sure that this penny sleeve, if it has any debris in there, I want to make sure that debris is gone. So I put in a new penny sleeve and then into the card saver, and that should make it a little better, give it a little more opportunity for a better grade, so to speak. Basically on these three cards, what I do. So first you take them out of their sleeves, you take them out, and we'll put these aside before we do much with them. But one thing I want to mention is, you do different things for different types of cards. Like these two cards on the side here are chromium cards. You got the Panini Prism card, and then a Bowman First Chrome or Topps Chrome card over here. This card is just a paper card from 2004. So when you clean these, you're cleaning them. This is a microfiber cloth that you would get when you say you buy some glasses, you get some prescription glasses or sunglasses. Comes with a microfiber cloth quite often, and that's what you take. You don't want to push too hard. I put down white paper because it'll help you see the card a little bit better, and then you just kind of polish. You're wanting to get rid of any fingerprints, any smudges, anything like that. And you want to be careful when you get around those corners, obviously. So you kind of push from the inside out. You don't want to push backwards because you don't want to catch a corner. You know what I'm saying? So you do the same on the middle one, the paper one. You want to wipe that off too, just to get debris, but you don't want to push as hard. You really just kind of cleaning the top of it, just surface cleaning, right? You don't want to go from the corner in. You want to be careful, go from the inside out, get off the smudges, even your fingers that are touching it. Ideally, you'd wear some gloves, and I don't have gloves currently, or I'd put some on, but that's the best way to do it, because then the fingerprints you're putting on it now won't be there. So anyways, that's what you want to do to kind of clean up those cards. You're not major doctoring up these cards. You're just trying to get smudges and getting the fingerprints off. So I'm going to set this one over here, set this guy over here. And for this Jackson Holiday, now, ideally, you get new penny sleeves, and then what I like to do is cut off a tip of the corner, and I'll show you why in a second. So you just get that corner, cut that tip off. Now that's another good reason to have the white paper here, because you'll collect all the tips and it'll be easier to pull off. Then you carefully pick up the card. You can wipe off the back, obviously, also. Let's wipe off the back. You can see the back's pretty clean. I've already looked over these cards. And it's tricky to do when you're trying to not touch the corners. So make sure you have good lighting. Slide it in. See how that edge was easier to slide in. Like the corner didn't, or the edge of the card didn't catch that corner and possibly damage it. So that's a good thing. And then you take the card and you slide it right into the card saver. You don't want to push too hard as you're pushing in. Kind of try to push from the middle, and you get it down in there nicely. Now, something I forgot to mention earlier is I like to make space for my cards. So it's down in there pretty good now. That one's all set to go. But what I like to do is put a thick card that's not of much value. I like to put that down, jam down in there into the card saver, so that when I pull it out, it's going to have some space. So now when I take my next one, and instead of just doing one of these things at a time, I'm going to clip them all real quick so that they're all ready to go. Just clip a chunk of them. And then the corners go everywhere, and it's like confetti. It's great. It's awesome. Okay, so I take this one, pick up my Mike Evans. Understand you'll have a little less insanity going on in front of you without a card. Without a camera. So I slip the Mike Evans in there. And again, he doesn't catch the corner because I clipped it. Now this card saver is kind of gotten more space now because of that thicker card making room for him originally. So he kind of slides in there nice and easily. So now he's ready to go, right? So I'm going to go ahead and do that with the rest of the cards. I'll do it one more time. Let's see. I'll go ahead and do that one more time with this card. And I'll slide a thick card into this spacer, into this card saver, and kind of see, like, you push it down into the corners. You really want to get it in there, right? You really want to make sure there's plenty of room for when your card slides in there, that there's room. So I'm going to set that in there for now while I put Eli into his penny sleeve. Oops, let's see here. Again, you gap it and you put it in there and see it's not hitting that corner. Misses the corner, slides in nice and easy. And then you take your penny sleeve with the thick card, pull that out. And then this guy should slide in much easier once again, like I said. Now, you don't want to just jam them in there. You ideally push it down with your thumb and forefinger holding onto it, as opposed to just jamming down on the top of this. But now you're set. That's 3 of them. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with the rest of these cards, and then I'll show you on the website what to do on how to submit them. So here's another tip I thought I'd share with you. It's pretty interesting. You buy these Post-it notes from Office Depot or Amazon. I got these off of Amazon, and they're just skinny Post-it notes. You put them on the back of the penny sleeve so that they stick to it, right? And then you put it in your card saver after you've taken out the thick card, of course. You put this into the card saver, and when you push it down in, you keep that little tab there. Kind of push that guy down in there a little bit. Now, you basically just made the job of the card grader a little easier, because now he can reach in and just pull that tab and the whole card comes out. It's easier for him, and it keeps him from messing up your card. So I like that tip. I forget where I saw it or who told this to me, but it's a pretty good one, and I think it's one you should consider doing for your cards as well. Anything you can do to help the grader give your card a better grade, that's what you want to do. All right, so you see me down here. We are on the PSAcard.com website, and this is where you start off to get submissions. Now, understand that there's different specials in different months. You might get a better deal than what you'll see on this page. You might get one that's more expensive than what you see on this page. The cards I'm sending in are for the April 2024 special, which is $16.95 a card for modern sports cards from 2000 to now. So it's modern sports cards, and it's a $16.95 special if you send in 10 cards. So that's what we're doing here, is we're going to send in 10 cards. And I'm going to show you how to get that going. So first, you'll need to be a member of the of PSA. So you'll want to pay for that, the yearly annual fee. So I'll show you what that is right here. Go to services and prices and you scroll down here, and this is the one I'm talking about. Let's see. Oh, it's not in here because it's special, but I'll show you in a second. So you click join now right here. You can see what the pricing is for PSA Collectors Club members. So that's the PSA Collectors Club. Basically, it just means you earn the right to send them cards to grade. So you have to now choose between the pop culture and TCG, the trading card games membership, or the sports membership. So I'm obviously the sports one. And this only changes what they're going to send you as far as a magazine. So with the subscription, the yearly annual membership, you pay. In this case, the standard is $149 a year. You get the PSA magazine annual subscription. So once a month, you get a magazine sent to you. It's a pretty cool magazine. They have cool stuff in there. I enjoy reading it. It's gorgeous. It really is a gorgeous magazine. And they're kind of collectible. They do parallels of their magazine. It's interesting. In this case, the bulk grading starting at $15 to $19 a card. That's if you're sending in a bunch of cards, 10 or more type stuff. Monthly grading specials. So you do get $120 credit to buy cards on Loop. Loop is a breaking site, so that's pretty cool. However, the way they did it last year was you could just got $120 credit. So what I did was I went on Loop and I found a breaker that was selling slabs, um, just selling them. Or actually, I'm sorry, it was I went on. They were doing a repack sale. So I bought a repack. I want to say it was maybe $125 for the repack, and I ended up getting two Kobe Bryant rookie card slabs that I sold for more than 125 bucks. I actually made money. So the credit from that I used on my PSA card collectors club membership. I used and got two slabs that were pretty great. However, they changed it. Now this $120 credit is leaked out to you per month. You get a $20 credit per month. Now I don't know yet if, because this is brand new, I don't know yet if that $20 credit can add on to each other. Like in 2 months, do I have $40 credit? In 3 months, do I have $60 credit? I think it's only $20 credit per month. So for 6 months, I could go on 6 times once a month and get a $20 credit towards a break. That's what it is. I think that's what it is. Then the other credit has a $60 credit to buy cards on Fanatics Live, which is another breaking site. So Fanatics Live, tricky part you need to remember there is they don't, different breakers do different stuff. Not all the commons, not all the base cards get sent. So if you do a break and you just get rookie cards of guys you like, but they're base cards, they're not sending them to you. So that's not cool. But anyways, I have not done a break on Fanatics Live, but my friend Nando Defino, who I've mentioned before, said that's what happened to him. He never got cards that he thought he won, but because they don't send base cards out, he didn't get them. So that's not cool. I'm not crazy about that. But if I got a $6 credit, I will use it. I'll find out what Fanatics Live is all about, and if I get some cool cards, we'll see. So this is that's the subscription price. So you have to decide if you want to do that. I have already signed up. So what I'm going to do is basically I'm just going to click the submit button, and it'll take me through the login space so that we can get rolling on this PSA submission. All right, so my browser runs a little slow whenever I have this window down here. So just bear with me whenever I'm doing these videos of the screen. So I'm going to start over here on the Online Submission Center. And make sure beforehand you've already researched what each of your cards are. Make a list. So yeah, you just want to make sure you have all that done ahead of time so it's a little easier once you get in here and you're not, messing around trying to figure out which card is which and you're wasting your time doing that. So obviously trading cards is what we're doing here, but you can do all this other stuff. At some point I'm going to do some autograph stuff, but that's a separate deal altogether. but we're just doing the trading cards for now. And we're just getting it grade. I don't want dual serves. None of my cards are autographed in this case, so we're just doing the grading. But you can do a review where you send them in, and they can tell you if a card that's been previously graded by PSA maybe is worthy of a higher grade. Maybe you got it back and you're like, how is this possible? This grade, it's a horrible grade. They'll tell you if, yeah, you're right, it should have been a higher grade. You can do a crossover. Say you have something from SGC and you want it in PSA, you can send this into them. And then a reholder. Maybe you have an old PSA label, which I have a few that are old PSA labels, like Charles Barkley and an old PSA label with nothing right here in this section. So someday I might want to get that crossed over. I don't know why. To me, honestly, I think it's better on the resale market, but I'm not giving that Barkley up until I really need some money. But so I don't plan on needing to get it crossed over. I'll probably just sell it as is and just take the loss. I don't know that crossing over would make the difference. All right, so we are doing the April Modern Sports Special. So you click that. It's going to take 50 days to get back to me. The maximum declared value is $500, and I'll explain a little bit more of that when we get to it. But I'm selecting that. It's going to be $16.99 per card, and I need 10 cards to do. So first off, let's go. We got the 2001 Topps Drew Brees, and it is numbers. So you just go right in and start punching it up, and you'd say number 328. That's the guy right there. Now you don't want collection. That's a different one. The Topps collection. You want to make sure you pick the right one each time. How many I got? I just got one. And I'm going to put that fella at $4.99. That's at the declared value, just under the declared value, which is the estimated value of your card. Say it's graded as 10. I want to make sure it's the most valued card. I want to say it's the most valued insurance-wise card in there. So I save that. It adds it to the list, and then I just start going down the list and adding as I go. The next one. Oh, the other thing I want to mention is early on, put your worst cards first. And this is another tip. Again, I don't remember who told me this one. Try to put your worst cards first, because this will give the grader, if they're grading all these in order, which I'm not sure how they do it there. If some get some cards, I've heard that some are specialists in some cards and some are, I'm not sure how, but a tip someone used, and I thought it was actually a pretty good tip, is put the card you think is going to get the worst grade. In this case, it's that 2001 Topps Drew Brees. Had some dents on the side. I'm guessing that one's not going to get the best grade of the whole group. So I put that first. Once the grader grades it a poor grade, then as he or she goes, and the cards get better in value, they're markedly better, because now they saw that first one. It was in rough shape, but now they're getting better, and they're going to be, ostensibly, they'll be more likely to give you a better grade, so to speak. So the next one, I'm going to do the same thing. This Eli Manning, the 2004 Topps Eli Manning. And it should fill it all out for you. You want to make sure that the card number is the card number on your card. You want to make sure you're picking the right one, because especially as you get into the more modern cards, man, the parallels get crazy. You don't want to mess with that. So in this case, once again, it's just the regular old Topps base card. So we pick that. Once again, I'm going with the highest declared value and saving that one. And then we just keep moving on. So I'm going to go ahead and go through all these cards. We'll go through this next one first. This is a little trickier. The 2014 Panini Prism. Oops, if I can spell Prism right. Mike Evans. Now this one's a tricky one, because this is the one where he's catching a ball. There's, for whatever reason, they have multiple rookie cards for Mike Evans. We'll punch the number as 216. Oops, sorry, 216. And then what's nice is they give you the visual of what that card would look like. See, that's the one where he's holding the ball out. Oh, I can mouse over. It's the one where he's holding the ball out. That's not the card that I have. I have the one where he's catching the ball, which is this guy right there. But that has, see the background? It has the Panini logo in the back. That's not the one we want. That's a different, it's a Panini Prism parallel. We don't want that one. So we keep going down, keep looking for, again, the one where he's catching the ball. Let's see. And it's a hollow. It's a Prism parallel. So here's the base one. That would be the base one. So I want catching, but it's a silver prism. So you know what? I'm going to put catching because that seems to be part of the card name. Mike Evans catching. That's the base. This is Panini Prism parallel, but mine doesn't have the logos in the back. This is the neon green yellow, not that one. Oh, look what we got here. That's the one right there. That's the catching prism. So I'm choosing that. We're going $4.99 on that fella. Save, and then we move on. Let's see. So let's try this one also. This is a 2014 Topps Chrome Mookie Betts, but it's his rookie debut. So instead of typing out rookie debut, I can just go to his card number, type in MB-46, which is a weird rookie number, but that's what it is. I mean, weird card number, and it's that guy right there. It's not a refractor. It's just a regular base card, but it is a sweet one. I'm excited about it. So see down here, this is regular rookie card. That's not the rookie card we're looking for. This is the one we're looking for, right there. So of course I'm gonna put $4.99 on that fellow as well. Add it. So I'm just gonna go through and start adding all these in here, and then we'll come back and talk about checking out. All right. Once you have all your cards loaded up in there, I've got 10, so that makes the special valid, and it totals it up here. So I got 10 in there. Proceed to checkout. This is where you type in like your shipping information, and obviously the money. Make sure you check ship items back to me, unless you want to store it in their vault. Who's doing that? Why are you doing that? Just send it. Don't you want to see the cards? I don't want to store it in somebody else's vault. Like that's not really card collecting. I don't know. That's investing. That's a stock collection or something. So put your return address in there. Once you get your return address in there, then you move on to the rest of the stuff. The return shipping method. How do you want it shipped back to you? So it's going to cost me $45 return shipping because of the values that I placed on those cards, which if they're all 10s, they could all be valued at some point. So that's why I did those. It is a little bit more in the return shipping because you have higher insurance on it, but you want that. These two down here, if you have a post office account number, if you have a FedEx account number, you can choose these, and there'll be no shipping because they'll just charge it to your account number. You place the order, and you're good to go. You want to print out the submission forms and label. You arrange them in the box, package them, follow all the instructions on here. It's pretty self-explanatory what you need to do, but you want to print out 2 forms so that you have one for yourself and one for them, and then go through this whole thing, and we'll go through that after I print these out and get it boxed up. All right, so as far as packaging, you want to put the packing list in with your cards, obviously, but first put your cards in order of what they are on the packing list, and then you want to get them sandwiched between. Actually, I got some cardboard over here. I'm going to cut up special for it. So you want the cardboard to be bigger than the card savers, right? Because you want them longer than you don't want it grabbing on. You want it a little bit wider than the card savers. So like right there, if I go right here, should be good. You just want 2 because you're going to sandwich these. So there's 2 of these. That should be just right. So put 1 on top, 1 on the bottom. Put this around them. And then you put 1 rubber band on. So this is just keeping them together first, right? And then when you read the directions on how to submit, which is on the PSA page when you go to package these up, you want to make sure you put page 1 of the submission forms on here. So in this case, it's this guy right here. So I'm going to fold him up, put him in. You don't have to do any writing on that page itself. But I like to have the right there, see? So keep that visible. I like to wrap this with another rubber band to keep the top and the bottom in good shape, right? So this stuff's not sliding around. And then you slide it into a box. In this case, I'm just using a box I got from eBay. So you could just put it in there like that. What I like to do is to keep it from bouncing around is I'll slide it all into some bubble wrap. I like to kind of bunch it up a little bit so that when I put it in here, on the first page you want to mention how many items are in the order. So grab my pen, 10 items in the box. So now I'm all set. They know that I know there's only 10 cards in this order that are set to go. And you also want to make sure you have your, up here you see it, PSA copy 2. This includes the list and the payment instructions that were already paid. So we get that in there too, not within it. So just like that. Close it up, right? Tight. So that bubble wrap keeps it taut. It's not gonna slide around or anything like that. So we are set to go. I'm gonna tape this up and get the label on there and get it sent out. Okay, now I can just take this box to post office and get it weighed, and they'll throw a label on, and we're set. Or you can print your own label on pirateship.com. You just have to weigh it, measure it, and all that good stuff. But this is it. That's the last step, really. And then take it to the post office.